People, welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now, DPP Paula Lewin has come out and made some statements concerning some of you would have seen a video of a coaster bus driving across a pedestrian crossing. Well, when that video came out, there was like a big thing on social media, and the topic of video evidence came up, and Paula Lewin, who is the Director of Public Prosecution, came out and said some statements regarding video evidence, right? And I want the Jamaican people to pay close attention to what she's saying, because she ended up exposing a couple things that to me are very serious, right? And we have to address them. But first, I'm going to let you listen to what she said, and then I'll get back to you with my commentary.
Video footage is real evidence. However, we must authenticate the provenance of the footage. So we have to prove that there was no alteration of the video footage. So it can be authenticated by the maker testifying about how his camera was working, his phone was in good working order. He's the one who has sole custody of it, and he observed this and took this video footage. Or you can use a witness on the scene to authenticate the video footage. Suppose there is a situation, and we have seen it in the malicious communication matters under the Cybercrimes Act. Suppose there's a situation where two people have an issue and one wants to get the other, and they decide to post false videos about the other in order to get them into trouble. The problem with the internet and social media is that a lot of people use other personas, they use different names. So part of the problem that we have is that a lot of persons, yes, they want the police or the prosecutors to do so and so, but sometimes as a good citizen, you have to engage for the good of your country. Unless it is that because the video is there automatically, when the potential accused is faced with it, he will come in and plead guilty and will not waste the court's time, thereby attracting a greater sentence if you go through a prosecution. But once you're going to come into the criminal court system to have the person before the court, then you have to abide by the rules.
Now, there you have it, people. Now, what DPP Lewin is saying is correct in the sense that, yes, people can doctor videos and splice videos and all of that, right? We have no problem with that, or I have no problem with that. But where she exposed some serious issues in the Jamaican justice system is when she said somebody would record something, right, and they send it in, that person would still have to turn up to then authenticate it and say, yes, I was holding the phone and it was my camera. First things first. That don't make no sense to me. Because if the authentication process is just to make sure that the person didn't doctor the video or splice the video, how would them turning up and just giving a statement be any sort of proof? If somebody did splice a video and was trying to make somebody look bad, what are they going to do? Go to the station and say, yes, I spliced the video? They're going to say, yeah, the video is real. So now what she's saying is that video evidence, authenticating video evidence, is done on a word of mouth basis. So you can just make a video and then just turn up and say, yeah man, I made the video, it was my phone, and then that's it? You're telling me in 2019, the Jamaican government with all its resources, all its connections with access to Interpol and all this technology, cannot authenticate a video to know if it's real or not? High school students, university students can take a picture, can take a video, put it in them different software and go, okay, this has been spliced because this frame don't match with this frame, and all kind of people who do this thing to a high level can tell the video has been doctored or spliced. And you're telling me the Jamaican government can't do that? Why does a citizen has to turn up physically and then use their own word of mouth to authenticate a video? Here's the problem with that. Let's say one of my subscribers, Scorpio Goddess or King Jazz or somebody like that, is witnessing a 90 octane Alright, 87, doing something they shouldn't, right? And them go so and take out them camera and they record the entire act, right? They then store the video and send it to the local police station anonymously and say, here is so and so doing this act. Check it out for yourself. You're telling me King Jazz would have to then turn up down at the station on top of his video and say, yes, it was me? So now, putting himself in a position where the same police can go back to the 90 Octane or go back to the 87 or the 116 and say, yo, you know, sir, King Jazz come tell me, say, are you, them that see the, and the video say, you man, I'm sending the video, man. You see the problem with that? So this means that all along when we thought cameras were going to change Jamaica, they're not. When we thought cameras and video evidence was going to help increase the prosecution rate, clearly it won't. Because a lot of people who are hesitant to go testify in court and they think them could have video something and send it to you, now they're going to still have to turn up. When what it should be is the government should have the ability to look at a video, analyze the video and go, okay, this video is legitimate, or this video has been spliced, right? Admit it to evidence or don't admit it. When you're going to tell citizens them have to come in, a lot of people are going to be discouraged, right? They shouldn't have to come in, especially upon the word of mouth, right? What? Turn up to the station just to say, yes, I was the one who videoed it. I was the one who made this video. What, that's it? No. That's all like you want to know who sent it in. I don't trust that. Right? And the next thing is that it highlights that in 2019, Jamaican courtrooms are still relying on the witnesses being there in the flesh. Let me explain. See, there are some cases where if the witness is under a certain amount of pressure, if the witness is being threatened, there are various examples all over the world where the witness don't actually have to be in the courthouse. You know? We're living in a world of live streams and live footage, right? Even social media platforms have live streams now. You can have a witness at Up Park Camp, safe with the JDF, right? And you can have a courthouse session going on. And you can have a live stream where the witness can look at the accused, right? And the judge or the attorneys can question the witness without the witness being physically in the courtroom. That's not difficult. This is basics in 2019, right? That way, it removes the intimidation factor, right? It removes the fact that the witness don't want to come to court because the defendant are going to see them and then send back word say, yo, so-and-so come inform, right? So why we don't have this? This obsession with people turning up themselves to do everything in Jamaica. This is 2019, people. And it's all over the country, whether it's any kind of business you are doing with. Some things that should take you online 5 minutes, you have to go stand up in a tax office all day for do. Right? Witnesses don't need to be in, some witnesses don't need to be in the court. Right? If the case is sensitive enough, it should be able to say, listen, you stay here, we just need confirmation that it's you on one end. So for example, somebody's at JDF or some other secure location. Somebody on this side confirm with the judge and the lawyer, yes, I have so-and-so in my possession and they're sitting right in front of me now and they're talking. Right? They can see what's going on in the courtroom. They can say, yes, Your Honor, that was the man I saw do this and do that. Right? And that statement should be admissible in court. This is not, I'm not telling you about rocket science. I'm not talking about astrophysics. I'm talking about basic things that have already been implemented all over the world. And it's not like it requires any sort of billion-dollar investment. As I said, a simple smartphone on any social media platform, you can do a live stream. Right? It would help the rate of prosecution, because one of our biggest problems is we lock up 87s and then we have to let them go. And one of the reasons why we have to let them go is because witness not turning up to court. People are afraid to go to the police station. So this is why when I hear the DPP say, even if somebody have a video, them still have to go turn up to court. Not court, but still have to go turn up and authenticate. Listen, that's going to put off people. You authenticate the video. You have all the technology. You have access to things that the citizens don't have access to. This is 2019, people. We're not asking for too much. Patreon squad, big up on yourself. People, jump in the comment section and tell me if what I'm saying makes sense, or if you think of foolishness, or may I ask too much. Let me know how I go on. Bless up.